Hello YouTube, Oldine82 here again with my second video. Wow, was back in October of last year when I showed you my little setup in my dining room. Things have kind of moved on in that last year, as I did allude to the last video. My stepdaughter has now moved into a bigger bedroom. Now we live in a three bed semi-detached, if anybody's familiar with that in the UK, which I'm pretty sure most people are. So we did a little bit of musical bedrooms. Turn the lounge, because we've got an extension on the back, we turned the front lounge into a bedroom for the eldest daughter. She's now at university anyway, she's very rarely here. So I alluded to the fact that I was going to get the box room. My good wife kindly donated that to that, which is crazy really, because she works from home and she could probably use it as an office space, but she's good like that. So it is a box room. It's not particularly big. I'm not sure the dimensions, but it's a good little space for what I need. Not got a lot in there. Well, I've got quite a bit in there, but I've not got a massive collection, if that makes sense. So I've been in here since March, and I'm going to be honest, guys, it's predominantly been used as a storage room. It's only up until recently with Christmas we've kind of tidied it up, moved stuff into the loft, so it's given me a little bit more of an impetus to get in there. So there's quite a bit of work to do. I've got holes to fill in the wall, stuff, paint to touch up. It is just white paint, which is whitewashed throughout. So without further ado, guys, I'll just show you a quick tour. So there we go. Hopefully the lighting's all right in here because it's starting to get dark. So I'll just give you a quick pan of the room. So it's not all gaming related in here, but I'll get into the non-gaming related last. So first up, as you walk in, I've still got the good old arcade one-up Miss Pac-Man. A little bit different this, in the fact that I excuse me, put in a 16-1 jammer, so I've kind of converted it to jammer. The original one was alright, but the variety of games, I think there was only 12 games on this, but with this you've all seen it before. You've got Donkey Kong, 1942, Galaga 3. So it's a bit rough around the edges. The marquee don't work. There is a way of getting it to work, but I kind of just left it as is. Put new joystick and buttons on there. My DIY skills are a little bit less to be desired, so I kind of made a bit of hole in there, but it's only me that really plays it. So I got that for 200 quid last year. Play it all the time, to be honest. I know it's not particularly authentic with a LCD monitor, but it is what it is, and I play it quite often. Big fan of Time Pilot. Right, so I'll show you up here. So this is my current Super Famicom collection. So I say probably the pride of my collection. The one I've got the most nostalgia for, that and the Mega Drive. So I'll just show you the games. I'll just give you a quick brief run through. So I've got Area 88, UN Squadron. I don't know if the eagle eye you guys will know will recognise that's what's the word? Reproduction box. Carton, that's all legit. Great game, Castlevania 4, Pop and Twinbee, Super Ghouls and Ghosts, Street Fighter Turbo, Muscle Bomber, or Saturday Night Slam Masters, great game. Looks like Mickey Mouse Magical Quest, Magical Quest 2, Final Fight, Legend, I forget what that's called now. Is it Legend of Mystical Ninja 2? Great game. Fatal Fury, not a great port. Down here, some of these boxes are a little bit rough around the edges. I'm kind of a shoot first, ask questions later. If they're cheap enough, I'll pick them up. Super R-Type, brilliant game. Gradius 3, brilliant game. Does suffer a lot of slowdown. Great part. Star Fox, F-Zero, obligatory. It's like Wild Tracks. Quite fond memories of playing that as a kid. Don't hold up particularly well today. Polygon game. It's like Pilot Wings. A game I'm never going to be able to play, but I got it with Magical Quest 2. Paid about 15 quid off eBay on auction. Obviously never going to be able to play it because it's an RPG and it's still been Japanese. Classic Mario Kart, Super Mario World, Super Mario All-Stars, and Yoshi's Island. Yoshi's Island, as it's known in Japan. So moving up, some odds and sods. Got the Super Game Boy there. No particular home for these at the minute. Pac-Land and what's that? Twinbee. I've got a book there. What's it? Life of Japan or something. Got the old rip-off LED. What's it? Neon thing. We'll put that up at some point. As you can see, there's a lot of stuff that needs just touching up. Holes filling in, etc. So down here we've got a little 14-inch Sony Trinitron. Funny story behind this actually. Our old TV in the bedroom, and it was an old plasma, kind of give up the ghost. So we took that to the tip, and at our local tip, all the TVs are in like a shipping container. So you put your broken TVs, put that in there, and I just saw that poking out the corner, out the side of my eye. So a little Sony, brilliant picture on it. Wasn't sure if it was going to work when I came home, but works brilliant. A little bit of convergence issue there, but I mean the picture on that's brilliant. It's probably not going to come across from camera too well. So moving down, we've got quite a recent, well, I say recent, within the last year. It's a full fat Japanese Mega Drive, 60Hz NTSC. We've got a Sonic 1 cartridge that came with it. Down here, picked this up around March. It's an OG PC Engine. That's got the AV booster with RGB out, and that's got was it kind of an EverDrive. That's got the full ROM set on it. Playing R-Type, absolute classic game, brilliant conversion. Down there I've got a couple of PS4 games, which don't particularly played that well. Next up, showed this on the last video. That's a Sega Saturn. That's got one of them multi-carts, so that's got every game on it pretty much. Down there, another recent pick-up of this year. That's a Twin Sharp Famicom Twin. So I've only got 2 games for that. Well, what's that? Balloon Fight there. That's played that quite a bit. And I've got, what's the other game? Excite Bike. That's somewhere. And I've got one of them cheap. Remember them cheap SCART switches from the early 2000s? I think that's PS2 there. Got the old Doom box there. That's full of cables and etc. Next up, the classic Super Famicom. No introduction necessary with that one. Next up, got the Hori Real Arcade Pro 4, and that's playing Ikaruga on the PS4. I do like the shoot-ups, not particularly great with them. This one is quite accessible for me. I remember playing it randomly on the GameCube many years ago, 20 odd years ago. So I do play that quite a lot. Next up, this isn't mine, this is one of them from the late 2000s VCR DVD combos. That's my mother-in-law's. Going through the old home videos, you know, the camera videos. Please excuse, I ain't done this for ages, so I'm going to be very rusty. There's the Panasonic CRT 21-inch. It's a little bit tired. Some convergence issues as well. But it's not a bad picture. It does the job. It's got the classic Super Mario World there. Down there's another console of the Japanese Dreamcast. Not got many games for that. Looking at extending the collection. Down there's a box of that's a PSVR. Next up, the original fat PS4 500 gig model. Down there was pretty much a bit of a random purchase back in springtime. It's basically an arcade super gun. What is it? Kick control box. That's got an elf game. You know, I'm trying to think of the word. Vertical shooters in it. Some pretty good games in there. Cave games that play pretty well. I've not turned on that for a long time. Just pan back a little bit. This is my what I call my poor man's Astro City. So I've got the virtual stick there. Great stick that. Not particularly great buttons, but it does the job. So I've kind of got that on this cheap, what we call that, a laptop stand I got from a charity shop not long back. So it's good for just playing for your arcade sticks. Next up, I've got this off AliExpress for about £6. It's a little Neo Geo mat. I did intend to put it near the door, but the door didn't open pretty well, so it just kept folding up, so it's just there for now. It's not too bad actually, that for £6. Next up, kind of the non-gaming related stuff. I did have a 50-inch Philips TV there, Ambilight one, but I was moving around stuff and caught it and broke it, which was gutting. So from under the bed I got my old turntables out. Still got my little what's that, projector. I've got some pretty tatty Mission bookshelf speakers. These are years old. So as I said, I got my old turntables out. This is obviously non-game related, so if you want to turn off, So these are Newmark TT Pro 2s, direct drive turntables, brilliant turntables, 20 odd years old now. So these have been sat under the bed for the longest time. So obviously I broke my TV, I thought, well, I'll just fill that void in. Do like playing my vinyl. Big raver back in the 90s. So anybody remembers Die Hard, massive rave club, happy hardcore club back in the 90s in Leicester. So legendary Vestax mixer. I'm no turntablist, by the way. They're just in this orientation purely for space saving, if that's the only way they can fit. So I can do a little bit of scratching, but not particularly great. Across here we've got the old Mario DS holder with a Donkey Kong 2 Game & Watch. A little bit of a running joke with my wife, Jane McDonald. Quite like the Jane McDonald cruising series on Channel 5. Used to watch that on Sunday mornings. Yeah, a little bit of a running joke, that one. Next up, we've got I'm not going to keep this like this because I don't really want to display boxes, and they're not worth displaying, so they're a bit tatty anyway. So we've got the Mega Drive box. That's the full Japanese 60Hz model. I've got a Famicom in the box. I've got another Super Famicom. There is a Famicom in that box. That's kind of my spare one down there. The Sega Saturn Virtual Stick and the Virtual Cop gun. So I'm not going to keep that like that. I think that looks a bit rough, a bit naff to be fair. So I'll probably take that down, put the boxes in the loft. Got this printed out Max Spielman. It's a Donkey Kong Japanese flyer. Looking at getting a bit more artwork in here. I say I'm quite limited to wall space and what I can put where. Next up, I've got a Switch OLED. This is actually, on the last video I showed, was my stepdaughter's. This is mine. I picked this up off Vinted, believe it or not. It was advertised at 130 quid. Offered them a cheeky offer for 100 quid. Believe it or not, they accepted it. Sent it out that day as well. So that's the OLED. I picked up the, what's that there? Pro Controller. Picked that up separately. Now my very pitiful Mega Drive collection. Castle of Illusion and, what's that? Ghouls and Ghosts. Upside down. Fantastic part, that one. That's a Rubik's Cube, obviously. That was done in a magician at my wedding. Got married recently in August. So the magician did that. I think it was just kept out of the way there. Again, pitiful Dreamcast collection. A lot of it's golf. A lot of it came with a console. I say a lot of it. There's only 5. So there's a Mahjong game and a Sonic Adventure. All the Switch games are falling down. Just take them out. Very amateur, this video. I haven't done this in years. It's a very small Switch collection. Super Mario 8, which isn't mine. Ori Will of the Wisps. Beautiful looking game. Kind of a Metroidvania game, that one. Great game. Played this recently. Finished it. Finished all the levels. I haven't collected all the stars or anything, but very impressed with that. Very impressed. Sonic Superstars. So I think it looks better on the PS4. I played it on the PS4. Switch is a little bit downgraded, if that makes sense. Bloodlines. What's that? Bloodlines Ritual of the Night. Not really played that too much. Is it a spiritual successor to Castlevania, I believe? Must give that a go. Luigi's Mansion. Playing that at the minute. Very good. What's that? WarioWare. Get It Together. I think we played that one Christmas. Very briefly, and Klonoa. I think is that a double pack from the PS1. Not a game I'm particularly familiar with back in the day, but a lot of people do hold it in high regard, so pick that one up. Next up, let's say I'm very, very brief with this bit. So I've got a Technics mini separates from the late 90s, possibly early 2000s, and I've got some vinyl. A lot of this is happy hardcore, massive braver back in the day. So, if anybody knows, that's some absolute bangers in here. So, Silk Cut 4. I've got, what's that, Slipmat? Take Me Away, Slipmat remix. So, I've got probably about 100 odd records. A lot of classics in there, a lot of classic happy hardcore stuff. Bought a lot of this during COVID. So, obviously, not many people were going out. I was just buying records off Discog. Massive nostalgia boost. Got a couple of tape packs there. I know a lot of people are into the tape packs and stuff. Got Dreamscape 24, Helter Skelter Nightlife, which I went to, 1999. Helter Skelter, was that Odyssey or, I don't know what that is. Hardcore Heaven Live Showcase 2, which was the first tape pack I bought in 1997. Here's kind of just a few flyers from events in my hometown. So we had an event called Destruction. So we had some massive artists playing at that. Lucky enough to go to most of these. Great times. So I'll be as quick as I can. Got a couple of floating shelves, not too sure what I'm going to do with them. I've got a MIDI controller. I did get into producing a bit of music a few years ago. Couldn't really get my head around it, so that just sits there permanently. Last but not least is my chair. I'm going to replace this. This was my stepdaughter's. It's alright, it's not very comfy. It's just a plastic office chair. And last but not least, I'm a big football fan, Sheffield Wednesday fan. And this is kind of, I'm not going to go too much into it, but we was boycotting against the owner a couple of months ago. So that's a scarf from the Wednesday Trust. So that just lives there. So that's it, guys, really. So, it's all a little bit rough. There's room for improvement. Hopefully a lot of games are going to be added to it over the coming months and years. So I just thought I'd do that. So hopefully, guys, next video I'll kind of do some pickups or something like that. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Ta-ra for now.